Stay tuned next for our Game of the Week.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Hernando and Tiger Stadium here on the campus of Hernando High School. We're just about ready to start the second quarter with the Lafayette Commodores leading the Hernando Tigers 7-0 as we join this game in progress here on Channel 7. Lafayette High School football brought to you on TV7 by Pylon Wholesale Furniture, by Glenn Brown Insurance, Dr. Watt Bishop, Orthodontics in Oxford, Ray's Supermarket, Hunter's Hollow, Grisani Rebel Motors, Treasures Jewelry in the Oxford Mall, University Sporting Goods, Belk Ford, Johnson's Furniture, Taco Bell, by Mechanics Bank, with 3 locations to serve you, State Farm Insurance agents Tom Davis and Marty Stark, and Dr. Chris Matthews in Oxford. All proud to help us bring you Lafayette County football. And here's a fumble on the exchange. The Commodores had just recovered a fumble by Hernando deep in their own territory. The Commodores were back up against the goal line and had to punt, had a short punt. Hernando looked like they were in excellent field position, and then they fumbled the first play. And so the Tigers took over there at the 27-yard line. And then we had a loss on that exchange. Rashad Raybon, the quarterback for the Commodores. One back in the backfield, Marvin Flemings. Here's Raybon, back to throw, looks, has Flemings over the middle, and it's caught out at about the 40-yard line. Let's see where they give him forward progress to. And they will mark it at the 40. Brad Kennedy, Rob Morgan with you from Hernando. Division I 4A football contest. A big game. The Commodores almost in a must-win situation. They won their game last week against Tishomingo County in a big way. But Hernando, one of the favorite teams in Division I 4A, and the Commodores know that this is an important ball game if they're to keep their playoff hopes alive. There's a give to Flemings over the left side, and he's got a couple of yards out across the 40 to about the 42.
You know, with the football weather, the weather's in the air tonight. Nice and cool weather. It's probably the first weekend we've had that feels like football weather.
That's right. It is a cool night, a little windy, but not as windy as the forecast had predicted. They were talking about 15 or 20 mile an hour winds, and we were afraid it was going to be pretty rough here on top of the press box, but it's actually a fairly pleasant night. A little cool. Second down. Here's an end around. Kevin Harrod juking for a little bit of yardage, but not much there. In fact, he may have just gotten back to the line of scrimmage. A nice facility here at Hernando, but one thing they're missing, Rob, is the yardage marks down the field, as well as the chains on the other side are a little bit small and a little bit hard to see. So we'll just be guessing our way here tonight.
After the drive over, we're lucky we're here at all.
That's true. That's true. Here's Raybon under pressure, shuttle pass. Jason Smith, excuse me. He's going to be shy of the first down by about 3 yards, and the Commodores will have to punt. But what a turnaround in field position. The Commodores were backed up deep in their own end and were forced to punt. And Hernando got a good return and was set up at about the Lafayette 30-yard line and then fumbled. So really a fortunate break for the Commodores to be able to punt this ball and move Hernando back deep. There's a kick, and it's going to be downed at about the 25. So Hernando will take over from there. Hernando comes into this game with a record of 4-1. They are 1-0 in Division I 4A play. Their only loss came to South Haven, a 7-6 decision back earlier about the second week of the season. But they are a very talented football team, a very big football team. Big offensive line, a very strong running game, and that's what they hope to do is come out here and just run the football and power their way through this ball game. 3 backs in the backfield. They give it to Kendrick Crawford. He's got about 5 yards. That brings up 2nd down 5.
You know, they just stacked it in the backfield that time. There was no mystery about what they were going to do on that play.
Almost a wishbone type formation there. Crawford, the deep back, and here's another fumble. And it appears that the Commodores have it. So Hernando having trouble hanging on to the football. That's their 2nd fumble, at least, since we've been here. The 2nd one that we know of. So the Commodores will set up in good field position, and it looks like Dallas Mooneyham will come in to be the quarterback. Mooneyham, the quarterback. Quarles, the lone running back. Back to pass over the middle, and the ball intended for Kevin Harrod is tipped and falls incomplete. Could have been disaster right there, as there were 2 or 3 Hernando Tigers in the neighborhood when that ball fell to the ground.
Really like to see the offense put it in the end zone here. Getting such good field position early in the game.
A good opportunity.
First fumble kind of helped out the defense. This one's going to help the offense some, maybe.
Mooneyham, the quarterback, double wing back set. Quarles, the lone setback. Harrod in motion. Little end around action. Jason Smith around the right side, slips a tackle. He's down to the 20 and out of bounds around the 19-yard line. Good running that time for Jason Smith.
Good running on that play. Nice lead blocking by the blocker out in front.
That's exactly right. They faked the handoff on the man in motion. That was Kevin Harrod. And then they did give it on the end around to Jason Smith coming from the other direction. And they were able to catch Hernando off guard. First and 10 for the Commodores. Ball at the 19-yard line of Hernando. Mooneyham at quarterback. Harrod in motion. They give it to him. Strung out down the left side. Not much there. And he's going to be dropped for a loss. Back about the 21. Good pursuit that time by the defense of Hernando.
Harrod had nowhere to go, running east and west on the field, and nowhere to go.
Well, the Commodores, they use that end around play a lot, and so you know teams have had an opportunity to see that, and they know it's coming. We got a penalty marker down. Didn't see that, and it's going to be against the Commodores. Holding is the call. So that marches it back to the 29, and it'll be 1st and 20. Hard to spot those penalties out there without Scott McCord here. He's usually right on top of that.
We're going to miss Scott tonight.
He is under the weather. Hopefully he'll be back with us next week. They didn't hand it off. Dallas Mooneyham faked the handoff, and then it looked like he was trying to pitch to Kevin Harrod and lost the football. But Kevin was right there to fall on it. So the Commodores marching backward now after the good pickup and the first down inside the 20. Now they're back at the 30-yard line. 2nd down and 21 yards to go.
3rd down coming up. Might see him aired out here possibly, you think?
Could be. The Tigers, Johnny Watley coming off the field. We'll talk about him. Here's Mooneyham going down. Good pressure that time from the Tigers. Delwan Robinson. He's a guy whose name we'll call a good bit tonight. So the Commodores will look at 3rd down from all the way back at the 37-yard line. 28 yards to go. Mooneyham, the quarterback, 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Drops back, looking left. Going down the sideline for Jonathan Smith, and he got him. And let's see where they mark him down. They're going to say at the 1-yard line. Oh, man. A big play. Dallas Mooneyham to Jonathan Smith.
Good job of going up there and just taking the ball out of there and claiming it and coming down with it.
It was one-on-one coverage down the left side. They put 3 receivers to the right, but he was looking left all the way. And just a good play on that ball by Jonathan Smith. It's 1st and goal from the 1, a 37-yard completion.
1st and goal for the Commodores.
Here's Mooneyham on the keeper, and he's into the end zone for a touchdown. Touchdown Lafayette, and it's 13-0 with 6:04 to go in the half. Looks like we got here just at the right time. Here's Flemings on to attempt the extra point. The snap is down. The kick is up and good. And so, with 6:03 to go in the second quarter, the Lafayette Commodores take a 14-0 lead over Hernando. You're watching Lafayette Commodore football on TV7. And we're back here in Hernando. Flemings kicks off. It's Kyle Pollard. And he stopped. Marvin Flemings kicked off, and then he made the tackle down around the 25-yard line. So Hernando will start trailing 14-0 in a crucial Division I 4A contest.
You know, Brad, this Lafayette team comes out and they're playing hard and running to the ball and making tackles, and they're just making it count tonight.
Well, Lafayette comes into this game 3-3, 1-1 in the division. They are 3-0 at home and 0-3 on the road, needing a big road victory here tonight. 3 backs in the backfield. They hand it off. Crawford, right side, and he's tackled by Kevin Harrod and Rashad Raybon. He picked up 5, but I don't think against this Hernando team, a 14-0 lead will be enough. The Commodores need to put some points on the board. We see that from that play right there, they've got a powerful running attack. They're coached by Anthony Jenkins. There's a handoff up the middle. Michael Rice on the carry. Wesley Smith, Michael Brannon in there on the tackle for the Commodores. He's out close to a first down, about a yard shy. Brings up 3rd and 1. No wide outs, 2 tight ends, 3 backs in the backfield. Here's Crawford, goes right, then cuts back left. Still on his feet. And he's out across midfield. Wesley Smith on the tackle. But a good run that time from Kendrick Crawford. First and 10 from the 50. Here's a handoff. Orthel Edwards, not much there. Marvin Flemings on the tackle.
You know, this Hernando team, actually, they're kind of like just academic. Go to the line of scrimmage, run the ball. And it's working so far, so.
Well, I asked them, asked their head coach the other day what was going to be the key to winning this game, and he said, run the ball. And I said, what do you do well? And he says, run the ball. Here's Edwards around the left side. Picks up about 3. Make it 4 yards down to the 46-yard line. Pardon. 3rd down and 6.
Brown on the tackle for Lafayette.
Pretty good night for football, but it's going to get cold before it's over if the wind keeps blowing.
We'll have to find that hot chocolate before the night's over.
May do it. So now there's movement on the line. Flags come in. Wesley Bolden, the quarterback for the Hernando Tigers.
Offsides for Fayette.
And it's offsides against the Commodores. And they're still shy of the first down after the 5-yard penalty. So it's third, about 1.5. Here's a handoff, Crawford, right side. A little bit of room down to about the 47-yard line. And he will have the first down. Pardon me, 37. There's a handoff. Crawford again over the right side. He picks up about 4, maybe 5 yards down to the 32. That brings up 2nd and 5. Clock running on 3 minutes to go in the second period. 14-0 Commodores. There's a handoff left side. Michael Rice. And he's out close to the first down. And indeed, he has it. Well, let's see where they spot it. And he does have the first down at the 24-yard line. 1st and 10. And now whistles blow. And we've got a timeout taken. A timeout taken by Lafayette. So with that timeout, we'll take a break. You're watching Lafayette Commodore football on Channel 12 in Oxford. And we're back to action here in Hernando. There's Kendrick Crawford. Left side, not much there. Picked up maybe a yard. Brings up 2nd down, 9. 2:20 to go in the half. Lafayette leading 14-0. Bolden, the quarterback. He pitches left side to Crawford. And again, good pursuit by the Lafayette defense. Wesley Smith on the stop, along with Marvin Flemings. Lost a yard. Back to the 25. Brings up 3rd and 11 as we go under 2 minutes.
Lafayette doing a good job of swarming to the ball and preventing the big play here in the first half.
Well, now Hernando wants a timeout. We'll keep it right here, and that will give us an opportunity to tell you about some of the folks who help us bring you Lafayette County football here on Channel 12. Pylon Wholesale Furniture, Glenn Brown Insurance, Dr. Watt Bishop Orthodontics in Oxford, Ray's Supermarket, Hunter's Hollow, Grisante Rebel Motors in Oxford, Treasures Jewelry in the Oxford Mall, University Sporting Goods, Belk Ford on Highway 6 West in Oxford, Johnson's Furniture, Taco Bell, Mechanics Bank, serving you in 3 locations, by State Farm Insurance agents Tom Davis and Marty Stark, and by Dr. Chris Matthews Family Dentistry, 236-5858, 229 South 9th Street in Oxford. That's Chris Matthews Family Dentistry. Big Division I 4A battle. A playoff berth at stake practically here, although still several weeks to go in the season. But a crucial ball game, and now we got movement. Flags come in. You see big number 75 standing there. That is Johnny Wadley, and he is a big-time football player. 6'4", 355 pounds, and he's definitely a collegiate prospect, a Clarion Ledger top 40 player. I formation, 2 receivers to the right. Here's Bolden back to throw. The first time we've seen him pass, and he shows a good arm, but the pass is incomplete. Penalty markers come down, and it's a personal foul, roughing the passer against Lafayette. So the Commodores shoot themselves in the foot. It was 3rd and 15, as it looked like the drive was about to stall for Hernando. But a big penalty right there. They were probably just so surprised to see him drop back to throw, they didn't know what to do.
First time to see it tonight, not sure what to do.
First, since we came on the air, the first time that he's thrown a pass, they probably thought he was going to take off and run with it.
You know, that big offensive line is doing a good job opening up holes for the running backs.
They sure are. So a first down at the 15-yard line. Hernando in good field position. I formation. They give it to Crawford. He weaves his way down to about the 11-yard line. A pickup of 4. Hernando will have to hurry it up here. We're down to 1:17 to go in the half.
On the stop for Lafayette.
3 backs in the backfield. Bolden hands off. That's Edwards, left side, and he's down close to a first down. I believe he has it down at about the 4-yard line. And indeed, he does have a first down. 1st and goal to go from the 4. We're under a minute to go in the half. 1 timeout left for Hernando if they don't punch it in, but that's not a problem. Kendrick Crawford over the right side for the touchdown. So it's 14-6 Commodores. And you knew this Hernando team would come back. Jeremy McCallum on to attempt the extra point. Kaiser to hold. The kick is up. And let's see. It is good. So with 48.2 seconds to go in the half, the Commodores still lead, but only by a touchdown, 14-7. You're watching Commodore football on Channel 12. McCallum with some good leg strength. He just busted that extra point out into the night and then kicks off into the end zone. Had a slight breeze at his back, but I don't think that would have mattered. 1st and 10 for the Commodores from their own 20, leading 14-7. Brad Kennedy, Rob Morgan with you.
I'm thinking here you just go down and take it in at halftime.
I think so. You don't want to. Both teams have had trouble holding on to the football tonight. You don't want to risk a turnover because it looks like Hernando could get 3 points on it for sure. Here's Jason Smith around the left side. Tackle by Delwan Robinson, but a 4-yard pickup. So Hernando calls a timeout, and you know what they're thinking. If they can somehow get the ball back, they probably have a good shot at a field goal. McCallum,
we've seen what the kicker can do.
Good leg strength. But with 35.1 seconds left, they'll be hard pressed to get the football. 2nd down, 6 for the Commodores. Commodores coming off a impressive victory last week over Tishomingo County, where they racked up a whole pile of yards on offense. This team has to be feeling better about itself. We're ready to go. 2nd down, 6. Raven, the quarterback. They hand it off to Quarles. Not much there. Just gets back to the line of scrimmage. That brings up 3rd down as the clock ticks on 17 seconds now. Hernando out of timeouts.
Blues going to let the clock run out,
I think they are. That will run out the first half. So with a half of football in the books, the Lafayette Commodores lead the Hernando Tigers 14-7. Stay tuned for our halftime show with the Lafayette Commodore Marching Band. You're watching Lafayette Commodore football on Channel 12 in Oxford. And welcome back to Hernando and Tiger Stadium, the second half of football. Commodores leading Hernando 14-7. Brad Kennedy, Rob Morgan along with you here on Channel 12. Here's McCallum coming forward to kick off. Line drive kick. Eric Woodall fields it at the 1. Comes up the right side. Got some blocking there, and he's out to the 30-yard line before he's pushed out of bounds. And so the Commodores will begin in good field position at their own 30. We were a little bit late coming on the air. I was talking to some folks at halftime. The normal starting quarterback for Hernando, Kevin Dockery, he was knocked out of the game on the first series of plays. That's why we saw Wesley Bolden in at quarterback for most of the first half, so we hope that he's all right. But that may be a crucial blow to the Tigers in this ball game. Here's a handoff, Melvin Quarles. Out across the 36, make it the 37-yard line. 7-yard pickup for Marvin.
Lafayette may come out and show they can run the ball too in the second half. And a good rushing team they are.
And they are a good rushing team. A little more balanced offensively. One thing the Hernando coaches were concerned about, the team speed of Lafayette, the speed at the skill positions. Herod, Woodall, Smith, and others. There's a handoff over the left side. Quarles again. Out close to the 40 and close to a first down. And it is a first down.
First down, Commodores.
So the Commodores pick up their first down of the second half and move it out to the 40-yard line.
I think we only saw Hernando attempt one pass in the first half.
That's right.
Mostly a one-dimensional team in the first half was Hernando.
Well, just talking to some folks at halftime, that's what they were concerned about, was the fact that just really no passing attack for this football team. There's a quick pass out, Jason Smith on the left side. He's out to about the 44-yard line.
Raven's pass is complete. Gain of 5 on the play.
That'll bring up second down 6.
McGowan on the stop for the Tigers.
The Commodores
They get a gain of 4 on the play. Bring up
in their
second.
first division game with Itawamba had a similar lead in the game and just seemed to self-destruct in the third quarter. Here's Rashad Rabin on the run. And a good run that time for Rashad down to the 38-yard line.
First down.
Nice decision there for Raven to see it tuck the ball and run with it when he had that open field in front of him.
Well, that's what he can do.
They'll have the ball first and 10 at the Hernando 38.
Double threat, running, passing. So another first down for the Commodores. This time in Hernando territory at the 38-yard line. 4 receivers, 2 split to either side. Fleming's in the backfield. Quick drop, looking for Smith. Threw it behind him, but he's got it anyway. And he's down to the 23-yard line before they say he's inbounds. On the stop that time for Hernando, Orthel Edwards. Good play right there for the Commodores. Little quick pass to Jason Smith. The ball was just a little bit behind him, but he was so wide open that he was able to reach back and haul it in. So another first down for the Commodores as they move down the field quickly here to start the second half. Again, 4 receivers. Rabin going to keep. Goes left side. Good pickup. About 6 or 7 yards. Delwan Robinson on the tackle.
Robinson with the tackle.
It's the Lafayette offense wasting no time on this first drive to start the second half, moving the ball downfield pretty quick.
Well, they need to come out and make a statement here and take control of this ball game. A pretty good drive to end the half by Hernando. Looked like they were going to get right back in it, but here come the Commodores. Rabin again keeping right side. Down to the 5, Rashad Rabin.
Rabin on the carry.
Pollard on the tackle that time. for Hernando. Check that, Kyle Cleveland on the stop. So it's 1st and goal to go from the 4.
You know, I think that's the 3rd play this drive. Rayburn has tucked the ball and ran, and he's getting good yardage when he does that.
First and goal. Double wingback set. Herod goes in motion left. They give it to him on the end around, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown. Touchdown, Commodores. Kevin Herod on the end around play that we've seen so much of tonight. He only needed 4, and he got him.
Herod's a quick, fast little back. He can sliver his way in there when it looked like there was nowhere to go.
That's definitely the strength of this Lafayette Commodore team, the speed from the running backs and receivers. And Hernando just doesn't have that kind of speed. The extra point is up and good for Marvin Fleming. So, with 8:18 to go in the 3rd quarter, the Commodores take a commanding 21-7 lead. And that gives us an opportunity to tell you about some of our sponsors here on Channel 12. Tonight's game being brought to you by Christopher Matthews Family Dentistry. All new patients are welcome. We have a registered dental hygienist on staff. Come by for cosmetic restoration or preventive dental care, tooth whitening. Insurance and all credit cards accepted. 236-5858. They're located on 229 South 9th Street in Oxford. 236-5858. Christopher S. Matthews Family Dentistry. 8:18 to go. Here, 3rd quarter. The Commodores on top, 21-7.
Commodores kind of taking this Hernando home crowd out of the game at this moment.
Oh, good, pretty good crowd on hand tonight for a cold weather football night. There's a kickoff taken at the 20. And there's a fumble. And it appeared that Hernando was able to get on top of it. We've seen the ball, and they do. The Tigers recover. That was Gary Pollard on the return and fumbling the football, but looked like he got on top of it. Hernando has had a hard time hanging on to the ball tonight. A couple of big fumbles in the first half. Bolden back in at quarterback. 3 backs in the backfield. Here's Kendrick Crawford over the middle. Marvin Quarles. And Marvin Fleming's in on the stop. Good pickup that time out to the 38-yard line. 2nd down, about 6. Here's a handoff, Crawford, and he's stopped in the backfield. Marvin Fleming's that time with good penetration. A loss back to the 46.
Good pursuit by Flemings. Can't help but wonder if this might fire up that defense after watching the offense go 70-some-odd yards for 7.
Good drive to start this second half. Setting the tempo. Double tight end set, 3 backs in the backfield. Here's Crawford again, left side. This time gets around Flemings, but he's able to get out to the 40-yard line. They give him the 41. And so that brings up 4th down and 3 yards to go.
3 yards, Tiger 41-yard line.
Well, let's see if Hernando has a punter over there. They got a pretty good place kicker. But it looks like they're going to line up to go for it right now.
You know, as good as they've been running this ball, it might not be a bad decision to do it this time.
3 yards is not a lot the way they've been going. And maybe that's what they were trying to do. They draw motion. from the Commodore defense, and Lafayette does jump off sides. So offside penalty against the Commodores on a big 4th down play.
I guess we'll never know, will we?
That's right. Well, they had a 3rd down and short, a 3rd and 4 back in the first half, and they did the same thing, got the Commodores to jump. So it's 1st and 10 Tigers. Here's Crawford, right side. Herod, Wesley Smith on the tackle. He's out to the 50-yard line. 2nd down, about 6 yards to go. 6:47 to go, 3rd quarter. On a chilly night in Hernando. You can hear the wind blowing in our microphones. Here's Edwards, left side, running room. Trying to maintain his balance. And there's a penalty marker, and that looks like a face mask against Eric Woodall as he was trying to drag Orthel Edwards out of bounds. Did you get a look at number 72 down there on the sidelines for Hernando, Rob? Boy, they got some wide bodies on this football team. Sort of blocked out of view there.
This is going to put Hernando down there where they want to be, in good field position.
And it is the personal foul face mask. A 15-yarder. And that takes Hernando down to the 16-yard line. They call it the 17, 1st and 10.
Running play here, you think?
Probably so. There's a handoff, Crawford. Good tackle that time, Wesley Smith. He was the only man standing between Kendrick Crawford and 6 points, but he came up to make a good stop. We saw Hernando. They only got down this close really one time in that first half. And were able to score, but they got down inside the 30 once before and had a big fumble. So now we got a stoppage of play.
I think Lafayette called a timeout.
And that's what it is, timeout Lafayette. So with that timeout, we'll take a break. 6:02 to go in the 3rd quarter, 21-7 Commodores. You're watching Commodore football. And we're back ready for action here in Hernando, 21-7. Commodores leading the Tigers. And now we've got movement again, and big Johnny Wadley, number 75. Looked like he jumped.
He might have been drawn off.
And,
no, he wasn't.
Well, no, it's going to be illegal motion against the Tigers. And that will march them back 5 yards. 2nd down, 11 yards to go from the Commodore 18. 6:02 remaining 3rd quarter. Well, 2 weeks ago we were on the banks of the 10-time waterway. Tonight we're on the banks of Interstate 55. Here's Bolden back to pass. And he throws complete. Complete to Delwan Robinson, but not much there. Again, he really just got back to the line of scrimmage, maybe picked up a yard. I think he was just as surprised as anybody when that ball came out.
You know, at one point tonight, we thought the field might be on the median out there. We couldn't find the field to start the game.
Here's a give to Crawford, spinning and turning his way down to about the 13-yard line. Nice facilities here in Hernando, a beautiful new high school, new football stadium and field.
See if we can get a shot of this nice high school over here.
Nice facilities. 4th and 6. from the 13-yard line. Here's Bolden. Play action, going to the end zone, and it's almost picked off. Eric Woodall, it appears, was down there and made a good play. The pass intended for Robinson. So the Commodores hold on 4th down on their own 13-yard line. A big defensive stop right there.
Commodores come out of there holding them to 0 points. It's just amazing. I'm surprised they didn't go for the field goal and the good kicker they have.
Well, they're down by 2 touchdowns. And they need to get some points on the board. Mooneyham in at quarterback. They give it to Herod on the end around. He's still on his feet, still working, but not much there. Out to about the 14. And we've got an injured Commodore, it appears. And that looks like Kevin Herod. And we hope that he's all right. Well, while we deal with the injury, that gives us an opportunity to tell you about some more of our sponsors here on Commodore Football. Pylon Wholesale Furniture, Glenn Brown Insurance in Oxford, Dr. Watt Bishop Orthodontics, Ray's Supermarket, Hunter's Hollow, Grisani Rebel Motors, all proud to help us bring you Lafayette Commodore Football here on Channel 12. So Kevin walks off under his own power. And maybe he's okay. We can get him back in the football game. So the Commodores have it 2nd down 9, 4 minutes, 10 seconds to go, 3rd quarter. There's a little mix-up on the exchange. See who that was on the carry. That's 44 Quarles. Out to about the 19. That brings up 3rd down and 5.
Be nice to pick up a first here and keep your offense on the field and let that defense rest after they were on the field a long time with that current drive Hernando had.
Commodores come out with 4 receivers, 1 back in the backfield. Here's Mooneyham on the keeper and nothing there. A gang of Tiger defenders. Freddie McGowan, one of them, in there on the stop. And so the Commodores will have to punt. A little bit of a breeze blowing into the face of Jason McCormick as he gets ready to punt this football. Cleveland back deep to receive. He stands at about his own 47-yard line. Good pressure that time from Hernando. There's a kick. Takes a Tiger bounce back to the 38. And so Hernando will have a short field in front of them as they go 1st and 10 with 2:54 to go, 3rd quarter. Here's Bolden, handoff to Crawford, right side. It just seems like every time they run the football, they get about 5 yards before anybody puts a hand on them. They're very big up front.
Players wasting no time getting to the line of scrimmage tonight. Heat not a factor. Cold weather, I guess, keep them moving.
2nd down and 4. On the handoff that time, Gary Pollard, and not much there. Picked up maybe a yard. 3rd down and 3. Third down play for Hernando, trailing 21-7. They give it to Edwards, and he's out close to the first down. It'll depend on where they mark it, and he gets a good spot. Looks like they're going to spot him down to the 25. And it is a Hernando Tiger first down. And there's a penalty marker down. And it's offside against Lafayette. So that'll be 5 more yards. First and 5 yards to go from the 21. They give it to Edwards, left side. Not much running room. Marvin Flemings, Wesley Smith, Eric Woodall, all over there.
Good job of Lafayette at the time staying with the play.
Well, they've done a pretty good job on the sweeps, the plays that they try to go outside. It's the plays up the middle that's giving the Commodores fits right now. Here's Edwards up the middle and down to the 25-yard line. Before he stopped, Kevin Harrod there to make the tackle.
It's one of those up the middle.
There they go.
And if you look at the offense, Hernando's offense, they have a huge offensive line. And you got to wonder if they're just overpowering Lafayette's in size.
So he's close to the first down. They're going to take a timeout and measure this one. As they bring those fancy chains across there. Sparing no expense. And it looks like he is just short. So that brings up third down and inches. .7 seconds to go, third quarter. Commodores leading 21-7. Quarterback sneak, Bolden. And he appears to be close enough for the first down, and they go ahead and give him the first down. 1st and 10 from the 15-yard line. This could be the last play of the quarter. Edwards with a run down to the 8-yard line. And now Wesley Smith, he's down holding a leg, holding his left leg. And now he comes up hobbling. He's going to come off. And hopefully he'll be okay. 2nd down, 5. This will be the last play of the quarter. Here's a handoff, Crawford, and in the backfield, Anthony Marion with a big tackle. And he's down at the 5, no gain, and we've come to the end of the third quarter with the Commodores leading Hernando 21-7. You're watching Lafayette Commodore football on Galaxy Channel 12 in And welcome back to Tiger Stadium in Hernando. Brad Kennedy, Rob Morgan with you here on Channel 12. Another week of Lafayette Commodore football. We're just about ready to start the fourth quarter. Commodores lead Hernando 21-7. Big Division I 4A ball game. Hernando, 3rd down and 4 from the Lafayette 8-yard line. Power I formation. Let's see who the ball carrier was. He was swallowed up in there.
Edwards in the carry for the
Orthel Edwards.
Rankin with the stop for Lafayette.
Good job of the Commodores that time. Stopped him short of the first.
Sean Vaughn.
Gain of 3 on the
Herod there on the stop. So 4th and 1. So a good defensive stand here on this drive from the Commodores. Hernando going for it again. And they give it to Crawford. And he may be close enough to the first down. It'll depend on the mark. And they will probably have to measure this one. And now they give him the first down. 1st and goal to go.
You know, Herod may not have saved the first on that play, but he did save the touchdown.
Well, he did do that.
Tigers have the ball. 1st and goal from the Lafayette 3.
Full house backfield. They give it to Edwards. Weaving his way on the right side, but not much there.
Edwards on the carry.
Fleming's on the stop, along with Keetrick Bowles.
Bowles making the tackle for Lafayette.
Keetrick goes off across the way.
The 2nd and goal from the 3-yard line.
7-man front for the Commodores. They give it to Crawford, and nothing there. See who that was on the tackle. Looks like Dietrich Clayton made the stop, along with Dwight Bell. So 3rd and 2 from the 2-yard line.
We have 3rd and 2.
They had it 1st and goal from the 3. And they hand it off this time up the middle. And they mark the ball carrier down.
He's going to be short again. No question here, is there? At this stage in the game, I think you have to go for the touchdown here.
I don't know who was carrying that football. It's 4th and goal to go from the 1. Commodore defense being very tough. They stack the line. There's a handoff, Crawford. And he is, well, initially it looked like they had him, but on second effort, he gets into the end zone. Sean Vaughn was in the backfield and looked like he had the tackle, but Crawford just slipped out of it and into the end zone for the touchdown.
You know, not a time to be an official, Brad. That was a tough call. He fell right at the goal line. You just have to say, was it across the line when his knee went down?
Did the ball break the plane? The extra point from McCallum is up and good. So, with 9:17 to go in the ball game, the Commodores 21, the Hernando Tigers 14. You're watching Commodore football on Galaxy Channel 12. And we are back here in Hernando. McCallum set to kick off. And the kick fielded by Kevin Herod at the 10. Good block that time. Or a good hit. I don't know if it was a good block, but there was a good hit over there. Herod's out to the 25. And the Commodores will start 1st and 10 from their own 25. Crowd really into the football game now. That was a big play in the game. Questionable call on that touchdown, whether or not Crawford got into the end zone. From here, it looked like he might have been down, but the official was right on top of it. And with some hesitation, called a touchdown. But the Commodores still lead, 21-14. Rashad Rabin back in at quarterback. They give it to Kevin Herod. Going left and nothing there. No one there but Delwan Robinson. for the Tigers. A loss back to the 20-yard line. Brings up 2nd and 15.
It's a loss of 5. That'll bring up 2nd and 15. Lafayette 20-yard line.
This Hernando crowd getting warmed up, but it's not warming up any here on top of this press box. 4 receivers, 2 to either side. 1 lone setback. Oh, nice pass. Rashad Rabin out to Kevin Harrod across the 30-yard line.
Rabin's pass to Harrod is complete.
And that brings up 3rd down and 4. A big 3rd down play here for the Commodores.
You know, I don't think Rabin could have put that ball in more on target than he did that play.
Good pass. Third and 4. Again, 2 receivers to either side. Flemings the setback, and they give it to Marvin Flemings, and he's stuffed. Delwan Robinson in there to make the stop, and that brings up 4th down. And it looks like the punting unit will come on. Jason McCormick to punt. Kyle Cleveland back deep to receive as the Hernando Tiger Band gets cranked up in the background. McCormick with a wind at his back, low snap. They almost got to him. A low punt. Doesn't take much of a roll. And comes to a stop down around the 37-yard line. So Hernando will take over right there with 7:08 to go in the football game, trailing 21-14. But there's a penalty marker down.
Some Lafayette players saying it's against Hernando.
And they are marking it off against Hernando, and it may be roughing the punter. I didn't see the flag come in, and it is.
You know, McCormick did a good job that time getting the ball off because it was a low snap and pressure was coming.
Low snap, he had to scoop it up off the ground, and there were 3 men right on top of him. But they ran into the kicker, and it's a 15-yard penalty and a big break for the Commodores. Oh, a pass. Rashad Rabin intended for Travis Cox, and it bounced off of him, incomplete. That would have been a good completion right there. 2nd down 10. Ball still in Commodore territory at the 49. And boy, you could really feel the momentum beginning to shift in this ball game, and then the roughing the punter penalty. If the Commodores could push this thing deep, that'll be a big blow. Double wing back set. They give it to Jason Smith on the end around. Smith down the right side. And he's down across the 40-yard line. And close to a 1st down. And it is a Commodore 1st down. Down at the 39.
You know, Brad, it's like you said earlier tonight, this Lafayette Commodore offense have got a good balance, run-pass combination.
Well, Jason Smith has gotten loose a couple of times on that end around for some good running plays after they faked the handoff to Harrod. Now here is a handoff to Kevin Harrod, trying to go left. Not much there, penalty marker down. Coming in from the sideline official. Let's see what the penalty is. And it's a hold against the Commodores. So a costly mistake right there with 6:24 to go in the football game. After the big 1st down pickup. You know, back in the earlier in the ball game, we saw Jason Smith get loose for a big run like that, and then a couple of penalties erased it. So it seemed like every time he gets a good game for the Commodores, they come back and make a penalty. First down, 18 to go, ball on the 48-yard line. Rashad back to throw, pumps once, now eludes a man, goes left, and he's knocked out of bounds. Justin Wilson cooked up the tackle that time. Down to the 42-yard line, second down. 11 to go. Here's the end around, Jason Smith, and not much there. I don't see a penalty marker. The Hernando players were indicating some movement before the snap, but a flag never came down.
Commodore's working on the time at this stage in the game.
Clock running on 5:42 to go in the football game. 3rd and 11 from the 41. 2 receivers to either side, 1 running back. Rabin back to throw, pumps once, throws over the middle. Jonathan Smith on the slant pattern. Complete down to the 30. And shy of the first down. Well, close to the first down.
Very close.
Let's see. They put 4th up. They're not going to measure. We go under 5 minutes to go in the game. So let's see what the Commodores elect to do.
You kind of tend to want to keep that offense on the field and go for it. Maybe, you know,
And
get the first. You can really eat some precious clock.
They decide to take a timeout. So with that timeout, we'll take one as well. You're watching Commodore football on Galaxy Channel 12. And we're back here in Hernando. Brad Kennedy, Rob Morgan with you. 4:46 to go in the game. Commodores leading 21-14. 4th and 1. They give it to Quarles. And Marvin dives and appears to have the first down. They give him a good spot. It is a Commodore first down, a big first down play. They want to hold this football as long as they can, hopefully put some points on the board. It's a 1-possession game right now. First and 10 Commodores. The ball on the 29. Here's a handoff, Kevin Harrod. Not much there. Edwards, Orthel Edwards on the tackle. But he's still in bounds and the clock's still running.
Good effort, good play to stay in bounds that time.
Second down, 10.
You know, it seems like here in the second half has been met a lot at the line, behind the line.
Well, they've tried to get him to the outside, and there just hasn't been much there for him. Second down, 10, ball on the 30. Double wingback set. Jason Smith goes in motion right. They give it to him. Wading through tacklers. And down to about the 25. Justin Wilson on the stop. Third and 5. Ball on the 25-yard line. 3:20 to go in the game. 2 receivers split to either side. 1 back in the backfield. Rabin going to keep. And he's down close to first down yardage. It'll depend on where they mark it. But the Commodores have shown that that they intend to go for it here on these short yardage plays, and we're going to have timeout for a measurement, it appears.
You know, Raven has just done a good job tonight, running when he should, throwing when he should, getting the handoffs.
A good game for Rashad. And they bring the chains over. Big measurement right here. And they got it. First down. First down for the Commodores at the 20. And if they could go down and punch this one in right here, you could just about turn out the lights on this one. First and 10 Commodores. They fake the handoff. Here's Raven on the keeper. Slips a tackle. Down to about the 10-yard line. Well, he didn't get that far. He's down to about the 13. Second down, 3 yards to go. The band trying to keep warm. Just like everybody else. It has really gotten chilly here the last few minutes. Here's a handoff, Kevin Harrod, left side. Shy of the first down. Down to maybe the 11-yard line. Robinson on the tackle.
Good coaching strategy, just keeping them in bounds, keeping the clock going. I'm sure they won't mind winning by just 7 if that's the way it works out.
I'm sure that'll be all right. So Hernando, tired of seeing the clock run, will take a timeout, and that gives us an opportunity to tell you about some more of our sponsors. Tonight's game being brought to you by Treasures Jewelry in the Oxford Mall, by University Sporting Goods, by Belk Ford on Highway 6 West in Oxford, Johnson's Furniture, by Taco Bell, by Mechanics Bank, serving you in 3 locations, State Farm Insurance agents Tom Davis and Marty Stark, and Dr. Chris Matthews Family Dentistry in Oxford. Dr. Chris Matthews, located at 229 South 9th Street, 236-5858. New patients are welcome. Cosmetic restoration or preventive dental care, tooth whitening, whatever your dental needs may be. Come by and see Dr. Chris Matthews and his staff in Oxford, 236-5858. So we're back to action, 1:39 to go in the ball game, 3rd down 2. End around play, Jason Smith, and he's tripped up in the backfield. And I don't know if he got down to the 10-yard line or not. That's where they needed to go. Really almost to the 9. And he's short by about a yard. So it's 4th and 1. Of course, the Commodores have had a little bit of trouble in the field goal kicking department this year. The extra points tonight have all looked good. But it looks like they're going to try and go for it.
Hernando's going to call one more timeout and stop the clock.
So Hernando does call a timeout with 1:08 to go in the game. We'll take a break. Commodores leading 21-14. You're watching Commodore football on Channel 12. 4th and 1 Commodores. They give it to Quarles, and he's met at the line and appears to be stopped short. 1:02 to go in the game. And it's first down Hernando, and they will have 1:02 to try and go 90 yards and maybe tie this football game. So a big play for the Hernando defense, giving them a chance to maybe pull this ball game out. They may have to do it through the air, something they haven't shown that they could do much of. Here's Bolden back to throw, and it's picked off. Intercepted. Brian Yarbrough with perhaps the biggest play of the game. So the passing game, or lack thereof, comes back to haunt the Tigers. Bolden trying to thread the needle. Threw it right into the arms of Brian Yarbrough, and the Commodores will take over and appear to be headed for a big Division I 4A victory.
Lafayette has played a good, well-balanced game tonight. I mean, they haven't made a lot of mistakes. They've just drove the ball down, played good defense, good offense, just all around good game.
Well, they call a timeout. Coach Samsel wanting to set the strategy here for this last 56.4 seconds. And probably wanting his team just to settle down a little bit. They were awfully excited after that pickoff.
Main interest to protect the football.
Yep, they're only ahead by 7. The Hernando crowd beginning to file out. They've stuck in here all night. And boy, I don't know what the temperature is, but it seemed like it's just really dropped off here in the last 15 minutes or so. First and 10 Commodores. 3 backs in the backfield. And Rashad drops back and takes a knee. Hernando out of timeouts. As we go under 45 seconds to go in the game.
Happy Lafayette fans over in the stands across the way.
Glad they made the trip. They've stuck it out through some chilly weather, but a good performance here from the Commodores. And Rashad downs it again. And that should just about do it. We go under 10 seconds. And now the players come to the middle of the field. So, a big Division I 4A victory. The Commodores pick up their first road victory. They improved to 4-3 on the season, 2-1 in division play. The Tigers dropped to 4-2, 1-1 in division play. We'll take a short break and come back to wrap it up. This is Commodore Football on Channel 12. Well, the players meeting at midfield, shaking hands after a terrific football game, a terrific performance from the Lafayette Commodores, winning over the Hernando Tigers 21-14 in Division I 4A play. A big win for the Commodores. Their playoff hopes still alive after this game tonight. Remember to join us for high school football each week here on Channel 12. Every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. and then again on Thursday evenings. Next week we will be in Oxford as the Itawamba Indians come in to take on the Oxford Chargers in another crucial division football game. So that'll just about do it for us from a chilly Tiger Stadium. This is Brad Kennedy for Rob Morgan. Commodores victorious, 21-14. Thanks for watching Commodore Football on Channel 12. Good night, everybody.
You've been watching a presentation of TV7, TV34 Sports, our game of the week on TV7. Thanks for watching TV7, TV34, and all of our cable affiliates. Join us next week for our game of the week in high school football.